Welcome to the Computer Literacy Center's instructional video about Microsoft Excel fundamentals. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet tool that allows us to organize and reference data. My name is Melody Neal, and I will be guiding you through this tutorial. In this video, we will create a blank workbook, insert data, and move content in cells. We start by opening Excel. Here we can see a tab for recent files and the option to create a new workbook. Let's click on Blank Workbook to get started. Our screen is divided into three primary sections: the ribbon at the top, our active sheet in the middle, and the sheet navigation at the bottom. For now, we'll focus on the ribbon. At the top are the tabs of the ribbon: File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, Formulas, Data, Review, View, and Help. When a tab is selected, it displays named groups which contain command buttons that allow us to change various things within our spreadsheet. The majority of the screen is taken up by our spreadsheet. A spreadsheet is made up of columns, rows, and cells. Columns are vertical and labeled with letters. Here, column A is selected. Rows are horizontal and labeled with numbers. Here, row 1 is selected. Cells are the individual squares and labeled based on what column and row they are in. Here, cell A1 is selected. We can navigate through the sheet using the scroll bars at the right and bottom of the sheet. The scroll bar on the right allows us to see more rows. Let's click on the down arrow on the bar until we can see row 50. The scroll bar on the bottom allows us to see more columns. Let's click on the right arrow on the bar until we can see column AL. Now we click on a cell in the middle of the sheet. On the left side of the screen, below the ribbon, is the name box, which displays the cell we currently have selected. It can be used for sheet navigation. Let's click the box to select the text inside, then type in A1 and press the Enter key. We have now returned to our original view. The spreadsheet works like a large table. To insert content into a cell, we select the cell and then type what we want to input. Let's select B1 and type in branch 1. We press the right arrow key to move to C1, then input branch 2. Moving to D1, we type branch 3, and in E1 we type branch 4. Let's now label the rows, starting with selecting A2 and typing week 1. We press the down arrow key to move to A3, then input week 2. Finally, we type week 3 in A4 and week 4 in A5. Now, let's add data to our table. We select cell B2 and input a 3-digit number. We press the right arrow key and type another 3-digit number. Next, we fill in D2 and E2. Let's fill in the remaining cells with data. We'll add a name to our table. To do this, we'll first have to insert an empty row above the table. We select A1, then look at the cells group in the Home tab. We click the Insert drop-down and select the Insert Sheet Rows option. Now, we'll merge A1 through E1 to create a box for our title. We hold down left-click on A1, then drag our cursor to E1, selecting multiple cells. Now we click the Merge and Center option on the ribbon. Let's type the text January expenses into the new long cell that we just created. To create a table for another month, we select the table by clicking and dragging, and then press Ctrl+C to copy. The dashed border around the cells shows us what cells we are copying. Then we select cell A8 and press Ctrl+V to paste. We need to change the text in the title cell to reflect that these are February's expenses. Since there is already text in the box, we double-click the cell so that we are editing the text instead of replacing it. Now changing January to February. Another way of moving data in cells is by dragging it. For example, we can move February's expenses so that they are to the right of January's, rather than below. We start with our mouse hovering over cell A8, then clicking and dragging it down, stopping at row 13. Now we hover our cursor over the green border around the cells, looking for the cursor to have 4 black arrows all pointing in different directions. Let's click and drag the table so that the top left corner is cell G1. You may need to delete rows or columns. For example, branch 4 may not be a consideration in the February expense. We delete the column by first selecting K2 and then clicking the Delete drop-down. Now we select Delete Sheet Columns. Now, we look down to the bottom of the screen. This displays the various sheets that are contained within our workbook. The blank workbook we created can contain multiple sheets, like chapters contained within a book. Let's click the plus button to the right of sheet 1 twice to add 2 more sheets to the workbook. To rename these new spreadsheets, we double-click on their name. Let's rename the sheets to 1, 2, and 3. We can also change the order in which the sheets are displayed. Let's move 3 by clicking and dragging the sheet to in between 1 and 2. Now let's delete 3 by right-clicking the sheet's name and then selecting the Delete option. We can also copy a sheet to a different workbook. Let's right-click on 1 and then select the Move or Copy option. We click the drop-down that has the label To Book above it and select the option New Book. We can check the Create a Copy box to make a copy or leave it unchecked to move the sheet. Now we click OK to finalize. In this video, we created a blank workbook, inputted data, and moved content in cells. For more information about Microsoft Excel and other computer literacy topics, visit our website at weber.edu/clc.